Wesley Crusher's complete Star Trek timeline. Few Star Trek characters have experienced as unusual a journey as Wesley Crusher. Introduced in Star Trek: The Next Generation TNG as the prodigious son of Dr. Beverly Crusher, Wesley was, from the beginning, meant to represent the wonder and potential of youth in the Utopian Federation. But his trajectory through the franchise was anything but simple. From saving the USS Enterprise countless times, to struggling with belonging, to ultimately leaving Starfleet behind for a mysterious destiny with the enigmatic Traveler, Wesley Crusher's story is a fascinating one filled with growth, missteps, redemption, and unanswered questions. This is Wesley Crusher's complete Star Trek timeline, spanning from his earliest days aboard the Enterprise to his surprising reemergence decades later in Star Trek: Picard. 1. The Boy Genius on the Enterprise DTNG Season 1. Wesley first appears in Star Trek: The Next Generation's 1987 premiere episode, Encounter at Farpoint. The son of Dr. Beverly Crusher, Wesley quickly establishes himself as an extraordinarily gifted teenager with an intuitive grasp of engineering, astrophysics, and ship operations far beyond his years. Captain Jean-Luc Picard, while uneasy around children, recognizes Wesley's intelligence but struggles with how to integrate him into the crew. Early in the series, Wesley often becomes the audience's surrogate, asking questions about Starfleet technology and mission protocols that give the senior officers a chance to explain. Unfortunately, the writing sometimes leaned on him as a convenient plot device, the boy who saves the ship when the adults couldn't. Episodes like The Naked Now and Datalore demonstrated his knack for problem-solving but also fueled criticism that the character was too perfect. Still, Wesley's role as a bridge between youthful wonder and scientific brilliance was baked into the series' DNA. He was less a Mary Sue than a character struggling to live up to impossible expectations, both his own and those projected onto him. 2. Acting Ensign and Early Adventures. In the first seasons, where no one has gone before, Wesley's life changes forever when the Enterprise encounters the mysterious Traveler, a being who can manipulate space-time with the power of thought. The Traveler identifies Wesley as uniquely gifted, someone who sees the universe not just as a system of equations, but as a symphony of possibility. He warns Picard that Wesley is destined for greatness, planting the seeds for his eventual departure from Starfleet. Shortly after, Picard grants Wesley a field promotion to acting ensign in Coming of Age. This milestone both rewards Wesley's talent and foreshadows his path toward Starfleet Academy. However, Wesley's journey is not without setbacks. His failed attempt at the Academy entrance exam reminds both him and the audience that he's still human, still growing, and not immune to failure. Episodes like The Game, The Dauphin, and Samaritan's Snare show Wesley balancing life as a young adult, from awkward first romances to difficult moral decisions, while continuing to prove himself as a vital member of the crew. 3. Cadet Crusher and the Academy Years. By Season 4, Wesley's dream of Starfleet Academy finally becomes reality. In Final Mission, he departs the Enterprise to begin his cadet training, though not before a near-fatal survival test alongside Captain Picard. This bittersweet farewell highlights how far Wesley has come since the series began, earning both the respect of his captain and the admiration of the crew. At the Academy, Wesley's story turns more complex. In The First Duty, Season 5, he becomes embroiled in a scandal when a training exercise leads to the death of a fellow cadet. Faced with the choice between protecting his friends or telling the truth, Wesley initially lies, but ultimately confesses under Picard's stern guidance. This marks a pivotal moment in Wesley's arc. The boy genius is forced to confront his own flaws, learning integrity and accountability in a way no science experiment ever could. 4. Leaving Starfleet behind. Though Wesley returns for cameos, such as attending his mother's promotions and visiting the Enterprise, his trajectory takes a radical shift in Season 7's Journey's End. Struggling to find purpose at Starfleet Academy, Wesley feels disillusioned with the rigid expectations placed on him. His reunion with the Traveler reveals the deeper calling first hinted at years earlier. Wesley is meant for something beyond Starfleet, beyond even human understanding. Choosing to leave the Academy behind, Wesley joins the Traveler to explore existence on a higher plane of reality. It's one of the boldest character decisions in Star Trek, elevating Wesley from cadet to cosmic wanderer. But it also left fans with more questions than answers. What exactly did Wesley become? Would he ever return to his mother and his friends? Or was he now part of something the human mind could barely comprehend? 5. The Lost Crusher cameo in Star Trek, Nemesis. Wesley nearly reappeared in 2002 Star Trek, Nemesis. In the wedding scene for Riker and Troy, a uniformed Wesley can be glimpsed sitting at the table, suggesting he rejoined Starfleet. However, this cameo was cut for time, and no explanation was provided in the finished film. Fans debated endlessly. Had Wesley abandoned the Traveler? Was he once again a Starfleet officer? Or was this simply a continuity quirk? Canonically, the deleted scene leaves his fate in limbo, an unfinished chapter in his timeline that remained unresolved for nearly 2 decades. 6. Wesley Crusher in Star Trek, Picard. After years of silence, Wesley Crusher's story finally resumed in Star Trek, Picard Season 2 2022. In the episode Farewell, Wesley appears unexpectedly, recruiting Kore Soong, the daughter of Adam, soon to become a traveler. Now fully realized as one of these cosmic beings, Wesley explains that travelers guide the flow of space and time, ensuring key moments unfold as they should. He reveals that they are the force behind the mysterious supervisors, like Gary Seven from the original series. By tying these threads together, Picard retroactively recontextualized Wesley's choice from TNG. He was never abandoning his destiny, only stepping into it. This cameo not only gave closure to a once divisive character, but also restored Wesley's place as one of Star Trek's most unique figures, a bridge between humanity and the infinite. 7. Themes of Wesley Crusher's journey. Wesley Crusher's timeline reflects several recurring Star Trek themes. The burden of potential. Wesley embodies the pressure of youthful genius, constantly asked to prove himself while trying to discover who he is. Truth and integrity. His academy scandal teaches that brilliance without honesty is meaningless. The call beyond Starfleet. Like Spock and Data, Wesley ultimately pursues something greater than Starfleet's hierarchy, the pursuit of knowledge and cosmic understanding. Family and belonging. His relationship with Beverly Crusher and his yearning for Picard's approval root his cosmic destiny in something deeply human. 8. The future of Wesley Crusher. Wesley's reemergence in Picard leaves the door wide open. Could he return again, perhaps mentoring a new generation of Starfleet officers or appearing in a future Star Trek spin-off? His role as a traveler gives him near limitless narrative flexibility. He could appear in almost any era, from the 23rd to the 32nd century, guiding key figures or intervening in moments of galactic importance. More importantly, Wesley now stands as proof that Star Trek is willing to revisit and redeem its most divisive characters. What began as a source of fan frustration in the 1980s has transformed into one of the franchise's most